Now that you've reviewed the regions and you feel comfortable with the 4 regions in our state, desert region, valley region, mountains, and coastal regions, now we can talk a little bit more about what's in those regions and what makes them unique. So feel free to use your map to follow along while I show you a little bit about these regions. Today in social studies, we're going to try to answer the question, what are the land and water like in your region? So as we know, California has 4 major land regions. Let's start with the mountain region. Primarily, the mountain region can be found in the north and eastern part of California. It typically has cold winters, but warm summers. There's often large forests and small lakes, like Yosemite. Most of our water comes from the snowmelt in the mountains, and that's what makes it so very important. So here's an image of what our mountain regions might look like in California. And again, that most important thing is that our water comes from the melted snow on those mountains. If it doesn't snow in California that year or not much, we know we're going to have a drought. All right. Another region is the valley region. Okay, that has the rivers of the San Joaquin and Sacramento rivers, which we did on our map. They typically have very hot summers and cool winters, not cold, not snow, just cool. A valley, as you know, is a long area of low land between the hills. Most of our fruits and vegetables are grown in the rich soil of the valley. So here's an image of the valley. You can see the rivers running right through, and all that green agricultural land runs right along those rivers. Since we know plants need water and sun to grow, the valley is a perfect place to grow all of our fruits and vegetables that we need in California. Another region in our state is the desert region. Okay, the desert region is found in the southeastern parts of California, and the weather there typically has hot summers and cool winters with very little rainfall. Okay, you might think of a desert like what you see in the Sahara Desert in Africa. Our desert in California is a little different. It's pretty rocky, pretty sandy and dry. The largest desert we have is the Mojave Desert. And Death Valley is the lowest point in Northern California. So here are some close-ups of some of those regions. You can see Death Valley's got that cracked floor. We do have some plants that grow, but it's tricky. It's pretty hot there. And last, we have our coastal region where we live. The coastal region is all along the Pacific Ocean. We typically have dry summers with wet winters, but we don't have a huge variation of temperature. The coastal region is about 800 miles long and is characterized by mountains, cliffs, and giant redwood trees in the north. The beaches in the south are sandier than the beaches in the north. Most of the northern beaches look like this, pretty rocky. Can't really go there. It's not like the beaches in Hawaii. But the beaches in the southern part of the state are a little sandier, a little warmer, a little more like something you can go, take your umbrella and a towel and sit there and play in the sand. Most of them, though, are more rocky. All right. So now you've learned a little bit more about the regions and what it's like. Please feel free to follow the rest of the assignment that your teacher has given you, and we'll check in with you next week. Have a great week.